So let's now look at the alarm actions that can be set up to notify us of the existence of alarm states within the Flexy. So if we put our values page back into the setup mode, for any of the tags where we have configured an alarm state, we can now set up those actions either by clicking the icon at the top or just by double clicking on the arrow, on the tick in the alarm box here. So within the alarm notifications page that opens up, we've got the ability to configure for emails, for SMS, using the internal SIM card if it's in our Flexy, using the FTP function to put a file to an FTP server, and using the SNMP trap alerts. For our example, I'm just going to pick a simple alarm and send an email. So for this, I will select the alarm state where the alarm is just triggered once, and we can then set up the configuration. So I want to send an email to myself, email address. I can copy it to somebody else. I can put multiple email addresses in the line. I can then select a subject, and you can see I've prepared this earlier to save my typing. And then within the email attachments, I can either enter the text to alert what has happened, or I can attach a file using the export block descriptor formatting to extract data from the Flexy to attach it as a file to the email that I'm sending. Remembering at the top here, we have the 4 states of the alarm. So as well as just the alarm being triggered, we can send a message when the alarm has been acknowledged by somebody, when the alarm value, the trigger value, returns to its normal state, but it hasn't yet been acknowledged, or when the entire process has ended. So you could receive up to 4 separate messages for the same alarm tag, and more so if you're also monitoring both high and low. So there are the different layers of warning and alarm states that could be created here. So one Flexy value, tag value, could create multiple alarm messages. Okay, but for this we'll just create a simple alarm which we can very easily trigger. So that's now been set up. The other thing we need to configure is in our settings of the system to tell it where to send or which server to use to send my emails. So in the SMTP server here, you can see I've already set this up. So relay.talk2m.com is the service that we provide as part of the cloud, and you're welcome to use that for free. And the from username, I've completed that already with a name which will be recognized as coming from the same URL as the SMTP server itself. So this should get around any problems of a spam filter rejecting a message for that reason. In the same menu, you can also set up the details for the FTP server if you're wanting to put files that way, and for the SNMP manager if you're using the trap. So those can all be set up from the setup menu, main, the net services. But if we return to our values and viewing this one, let me trigger my alarm. And when we see the alarm message appearing here, of course, we can view what caused the alarm to trigger here. And if we now look at our events information, this will be a scheduled action because we're sending an email. And here you can see we have a send email success message at the bottom. And if I check my email account, I will then see a message containing the information that the alarm has been triggered.